Today, the eyes and ears of the 21st century are focused on new developments, new technologies, new emerging companies. We're on the scene to bring it to you as it happens.
We anchor from our new studios in Los Angeles and then go out all over America to get to the heart of the story.
I'm Bert Tenzer.
I'm Bella Shaw.
I'm Doug Llewellyn.
I'm William Shatner, and this is Heartbeat of America. Our show focuses on corporate America, its stories, its drama, its breakthroughs. We'll be going out today to report on an organization that is impacting our lives and shaping our future. An organization that truly is the heartbeat of America.
In the 20th century, a group of future Americans led by William Shatner ventured out into the universe. The challenge? To take the American spirit and courage to the final frontier of man, outer space. It was an exciting time on television, but it was only a fantasy.
Meanwhile, here on the planet Earth in the 21st century, a new challenge has emerged. And this one's for real. It's the challenge to unite America and to keep our economy and our country moving forward.
This has inspired Heartbeat of America to launch a special series entitled Keeping America Strong.
Hi, I'm Doug Llewellyn. Both William Shatner and I are proud to bring you this most important series that focuses on the impact that entrepreneurs are making on our nation and our lives. Part of keeping the heart of America strong lies in providing the best possible education for the future leaders of America. We are talking about the school students of today who will be the future leaders of tomorrow. But that's no easy task when you consider that schools all across the U.S. are facing a wide array of challenges caused by deficiencies in the school system and their lack of ability to deal with students and teachers who don't have the proper tools to turn our children into productive members of society. So what can we do about that? Well, our guest today devotes his life to providing innovative teaching methodologies focusing on the development of emotional, intellectual, and social aptitudes in children, significantly enhancing their learning and retention and capabilities. As you know, that is really a very tall order, and we're about to find out now just how he goes about fulfilling it. I think you're going to find this very fascinating. Our guest is the founder, he's the owner of AMCO International Education Services, Inc., headquartered in San Diego, California. His name is Angel Martorell. Angel, nice to have you here. How are you?
How are you? Thank you very much for having me here.
I want to point out that you are the principal and the owner of schools in Tijuana. You've been doing it for 20 years. You have over 1,000 students there. In addition, he provides textbooks, essentially, that are used by thousands of students all across Mexico.
Exactly.
It's a very fascinating story. Let's begin by letting me ask you, what do you see as the big problem today in schools that they're facing that are technically holding education back?
Well, let me start with a disclaimer. I'm not an expert speaking in English. Okay, I'm an expert in how the kids learn. Okay.
You're doing fine. So far, you're doing fine. Okay? Okay. Congratulations. All right.
Thank you. By saying that, okay, we start with the concern on how we can improve the system. So many things to do, but we have to start with something.
Now, you're talking about the school system in Mexico.
The school system everywhere. Okay. In Mexico, United States, all over the world. Okay. Okay. What happens is, if you ask any teacher for anywhere, okay, what is the problem that they're facing, okay, they will tell you that they don't have time. There's so many things to do, so many kids to teach, and the problem is now everyone is focusing into the results. We lost the real purpose of education. And the real purpose of education is the kid. And then the problem that we have is that the teachers don't have enough time because they don't have the right tools to do the right thing. In a class, let's say, especially in America, for instance, you have a class that it has a variety of different backgrounds. Right. Okay, some of them are immigrants, some of them are very fast learners, slow learners, etc., etc. And then there are a lot of techniques, methodologies, like the multiple intelligence, like the mind mapping, like many other that are already there. But the problem is the teachers don't have the time to implement those technologies, technologies or programs into the classrooms.
Right. So those are the problems. What is it that you have come up with and that you've been teaching? And it's kind of interesting because you are a civil engineer by training.
That's right.
And you've gotten into education in a really, really big way. Explain what you do.
Okay, let me tell you what is our product. Okay, the product is a book, okay, that we deliver each month. That book that we give to the kid is going to have all the subjects in the same book, but it's going to be, the content is going to last only for a month. Okay, what is going to happen then? We're going to have a teacher, we're going to have a kid that have all the subjects put in together. Okay, but only the things that they're going to see that month.
So, for example, and these are, I know the school you have, there are actually two, right?
Right.
In Tijuana. They go from kindergarten to 9th grade.
Right.
All right. And obviously you've tested this in your own schools, and that's how all of this began. So the kids, let's say in the 3rd grade, would get a version of this book. The kids who are in the 7th grade would get a totally different version. It would be one for them. But in essence, as I understand it, let's take the 7th grade student. They might have history, they might have geography, they might have math, language, whichever language you're teaching. Could be English and Spanish, maybe.
Right.
They would have all those subjects. You would give them a book.
A book.
To use that's divided and have everything of those subjects in that book that they're going to deal with that month.
Exactly. And that what happens is we give us the opportunity to include next month, okay, if something happens, okay, we can give, that gives us the opportunity to incorporate into the book, let's say, what happened in September 11th. Okay.
As you pointed out, back in September of 2001, when September 11 happened, you had that incorporated and in the textbooks that the students were using in November. 2 months later.
Exactly. And then the book is very interesting for the student because it's very actual.
It's current.
It's current.
Exactly.
You know, and the current events are very important for them.
So this goes on continually, on a continual basis.
Of course. For instance, it comes the Olympics. Okay, we know that the Olympics are going to be in China.
Right.
Okay, and then which is the best time to teach about China?
While it's going on.
Exactly.
Exactly. How has this impacted the education of the kids?
Well, what happens is that because it's very current and because it's very easy to use for the teacher and for the student. Okay, what you're gaining is time, and if you're gaining time, okay, then the teacher has the opportunity to incorporate different things into the program or different activities into the program. Okay, for instance, you're going to say, you're going to see the multiplication table.
Right.
Okay, and then you can understand that you have a very different types of students into your classroom. If you have enough time, you can do one activity that is for the kids that are kinesthetic. You can do another activity for the kids that are musical. You can do another activity for the kids that are visual. But you can do that only if you have time. If you ask to any teacher, they know that already. But what happens is they don't have enough time to do it. And then if you present it into organized format, okay, it's very, very easy for them to use. For instance, let's say that you're seeing grammar, okay, and then you gotta, let me get back.
Okay.
Do you have any idea how long does it take for, let's say, a first grader to change the activity? One activity to another activity. Let's say they're doing math, then next thing, they're doing grammar.
15 minutes?
Well, the average is 7 minutes and 37 seconds.
Okay.
And then what happens is, with the book in this format,
yep,
you can change in 20 seconds. And then what you gain is more than 7 minutes of class.
Ah, okay.
Some other teachers will tell you, well, you know what, those 7 minutes is good for the kids because he has a relaxation, or, well, let's do this. If we have 7 minutes, let's do an activity of relaxation. Okay? But let's plan an activity, let's do an activity, and let's do a fun activity. And that's the way the kids learn.
Has it really improved the way they learn and their ability to retain what you're teaching them?
Yeah, I mean, we have excellent results all over the place.
Let me ask you some specific questions. You started in developing this in your own schools, right? It began to spread. How did that happen? The word spread out.
Exactly. Well, what happened, one of my teachers went to live to another city, the city of Puerto Vallarta.
Okay.
Okay? And then when she went to ask for a job to another school, okay, they talked with the owner of that school that the system that we were using. And then what happened was that the owner of that school called me and said, hey, Angelo, they call me Angelo sometimes.
Okay.
No, hey, Angelo, what is all about it? One book, 1 month, I want to know more about it. He came to my school, he saw the school, he saw the results, and said, well, I want to try it. I want to try it in my school. You know, I was very nervous because it was the first time that the system came out of my school. That happened in the 2001.
Yep.
Okay. And well, it was a complete success.
It was. So it began to spread to the point, I just want to point out here, where is this method of teaching now being used? How far has it spread?
Well, it's all over the country. We have over 300 schools
that are using this system now?
Yes. We have now it's in Spain. And we just have a pilot in Texas. In Texas, we had excellent results. We just had maybe 6 months using it, and the results are already there. You know, the other day I talked with the superintendent of the school district there, and she was very, very happy about the results that the kids are getting. And we're teaching in that school a bilingual program, English and Spanish,
yep,
and the results are great.
So what's amazing is you've